It's Labor Day in America, the day that celebrates and commemorates the American worker. So with that in mind, what better way to commemorate Labor Day than to tell a short story about a worker whose year-long plan to take some time off work to visit the big city to see her sister and nieces and nephews for Labor Day is. Because the job needs her for.
Ah shit, it's Monday. That was the first thought that crossed Lisa's mind as she woke up to the sound of her alarm. She groaned and reached for her phone, hoping to check the time and go back to sleep. But then she remembered. She had a flight at 11 a.m. to New York, and she couldn't afford to miss it. She had to get up and face the day, no matter how much she hated it. She dragged herself out of bed and stumbled into the bathroom. She looked at herself in the mirror and felt a pang of regret. She saw her sister's face staring back at her, the same face that used to frown with disappointment and resentment. She wished she could make it up to her. She had promised her a year ago that she would visit her on Labor Day and spend some quality time with her and her kids. She had also promised herself that she would take a break from work and enjoy some vacation time. She smiled as she remembered how she had booked her flight and hotel and packed her bags. She was excited to see her sister, whom she hadn't seen in 2 years. She was also looking forward to exploring New York, a city she had always wanted to visit. She had planned to do some sightseeing, some shopping, some dining. She had a perfect trip, or so she thought. But then she got a call from her boss, and everything changed. He told her that there was an emergency at work, and that he needed her to handle it. He said that their biggest client was unhappy with their latest campaign, and that he wanted to see some changes by Tuesday. He said that Lisa was the only one who could fix it, and that he was counting on her. He also said that he would pay for her flight cancellation fee and give her a bonus for her extra work. Lisa felt torn, conflicted, guilty. She loved her job, and she was good at it. She was a senior copywriter for a large marketing firm, and she had worked hard to get there. She was ambitious, dedicated, successful. But she also loved her sister, and she wanted to keep her promise. She wanted to spend some time with her family and have some fun. She made a decision. She called her sister and apologized profusely. She told her that there was an emergency at work and that she couldn't make it to New York. She said that she would reschedule her trip as soon as possible and that she hoped she understood. She also said that she loved her and that she was sorry. Her sister didn't understand. She yelled at Lisa and accused her of being selfish, workaholic, uncaring. She said that Lisa always put work before family and that she never kept her word. She said that Lisa had missed many important occasions in the past, like birthdays, anniversaries, holidays. She said that Lisa didn't care about anyone but herself. She hung up on Lisa. Lisa cried. She finished her work by Monday night. It was a tough task, but she managed to do it. She revised the campaign and made it more appealing, more persuasive, more effective. She emailed it to her boss and hoped for the best. Her boss replied with a glowing message that said,
"You're amazing. You saved the day. You're the best."
He also said that he would give her a raise, a promotion, a vacation. Lisa felt empty. She took a cab to the airport and boarded the first flight to New York. She had a ticket at 11 a.m. on Tuesday. She wanted to surprise her sister and make it up to her. She wanted to hug her and tell her how much she missed her. But she couldn't do that. All she could do was stand outside her sister's apartment and watch through the window. She saw her sister laughing with her husband and kids. She saw them having fun on Labor Day. She saw them being happy without her. Ah shit, it's Monday. And it's also the loneliest day of her life.
Well, this is kinda cruel to ask, but I'm trying to sell some shirts, so Lisa, if you're willing to sacrifice your relationship with your sister for your job, you can take a few minutes to tell the audience more about the Aw Shit It's Monday tee that's available to purchase at my apparel site justtextclothing.com.
As I opened my eyes to the sound of my Monday alarm, I couldn't help but feel a pang of irony as my gaze landed on the Aw Shit It's Monday tee displayed on the Just Text Clothing website. Priced at $25, it seemed like the perfect embodiment of my current mood. Just Text Clothing, a brand that celebrates simplicity and self-expression, offered an array of tees that allowed wearers to make a statement without saying a word. The slogan, Just Text Clothing, it's self-explanatory, couldn't have been more apparent. As I browsed through their collection, I couldn't help but think how fitting it would be to wear the Aw Shit It's Monday tee, as it seemed to echo my feelings perfectly. But as much as I wanted to indulge in the humor of the tee, my heart felt heavy with the memory of the promise I had broken. I had vowed to visit my sister on Labor Day and spend quality time with her and her family, but a sudden work emergency had forced me to cancel the trip. I knew she was disappointed and hurt, and I couldn't blame her for feeling that way. Balancing my demanding job as a senior copywriter with my family commitments had always been a struggle, and this Monday was no different. Yet, as I contemplated making a purchase on Just Text Clothing, the idea of wearing my emotions on my sleeve, quite literally, appealed to me. The Aw Shit It's Monday tee spoke to a shared sentiment, and perhaps it could be a way to connect with others who felt the same way about Mondays. As I added the tee to my cart, I also discovered that Just Text Clothing offered free shipping on orders over $50 with the code JTCFreeShip50 at checkout. It was a small gesture, but it reminded me that sometimes simple acts of kindness could make a difference. With a deep breath, I decided to embrace the spirit of the brand and use this tee as a conversation starter with my sister. Maybe it could be a way to apologize and express my regret for not being there on Labor Day. I knew it wouldn't make up for my absence entirely, but I hoped it would show her that I cared. As I finalized my purchase and checked out, I couldn't help but feel a glimmer of hope. Just Text Clothing, with its straightforward slogan, reminded me that sometimes words were enough to convey our emotions, even when they fell short. Maybe the Aw Shit It's Monday tee would be the bridge to repair the rift between my work and family life. Just Text Clothing, where simplicity meets self-expression. Just Text Clothing, it's self-explanatory. And perhaps, with a tee that spoke my truth, I could find a way to reconcile my heart and my responsibilities.
Well, Lisa is still sad. But hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Okay, see you in the future.